Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here and enjoying the series so far, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. In today's video, we're going to set up our front end using Tailwind CSS, ShadCN, themes, and more helpful tools. Let's get started. Open the ShadCN documentation. The link will be in the description below. We'll follow the steps provided there because it also includes Tailwind CSS installation. When asked to choose a framework, select Vite. Since we already have a Vite project set up, we'll skip the first command that initializes the project. Copy the second command listed in the documentation. Then, open your project in Visual Studio Code. Inside VS Code, open a new terminal. Navigate to your Frontend folder by using the cd command. Now, paste and run the command you copied earlier. Wait for the installation process to complete. This might take a few seconds. Once that's done, go to the src folder and locate the index.css file. Open the file. If there's any content inside, remove it completely. Now, go back to the documentation and copy the CSS import code. Paste that code inside your index.css file. Make sure to save the file after pasting the code. Next, we need to create a new configuration file. In the root directory of your frontend folder, create a new file named jsconfig.json. Then, copy the highlighted code from the docs and paste it into this new file. Again, don't forget to save your changes. Now, there's a file called tsconfig.app.json mentioned. But since we're not using TypeScript in this project, we can skip that step. Moving on, copy the provided configuration code and open your vite.config.js file. Clear everything currently inside that file and paste the copied code instead. After that, run the command to install ShadCN. It will prompt you with a few setup questions. Just follow along. When it asks for a base color, I'll go with the gray option. But feel free to choose any base color that fits your project's theme. Wait for the setup to finish. And just like that, Tailwind CSS and ShadCN have been successfully installed in our project. Let's now add a UI component to test everything. Copy the last command provided in the documentation and run it in your terminal. This command adds a button component to your project, which you can customize and style however you like. Once it's installed, go to src, then Components, then into the UI folder. There, you'll see a new file named button.jsx. Open that file. You'll see that it's a simple React function component. You can reuse this button anywhere throughout your app. You can also enhance the button by adding new features or styling it differently. But for this tutorial, I'll keep it just the way it is. Next, open your app.jsx file. Go back to the docs and copy the example div element. Replace the current div inside app.jsx with the one you copied. Don't forget to import the button component at the top of the file. Save the file once that's done. Now it's time to run our development server and see our progress. All right, it looks like we have a small issue. The styles aren't loading properly. This usually happens when we forget to import the CSS file. Let's check our main.jsx file. As you can see, we forgot to import index.css. At the top of the main.jsx file, add the import for index.css. Save the file, and the page should refresh automatically. Now, you'll see our button is perfectly centered on the page. This is because of the styles we added to our div element. We applied class names like flex, which translates to display, flex in CSS. These utility classes come from Tailwind CSS and are incredibly powerful. One more thing I'd like to show you is a useful extension. It's called Tailwind CSS IntelliSense. This extension helps you write class names faster and more accurately. After you install it, try editing a class name in your div. For example, right after Justify Center, type the letter W. You'll see a list of with-related class suggestions you can choose from. All right, Now that we've got the basics working, let's move on to themes. We'll continue following the ShadCN documentation for this. As always, the link is in the description. Make sure to select Vite as your framework. First, we need to create a new file inside the components folder. Call this file themeprovider.jsx. Copy the theme provider code from the documentation and paste it into this file. Before saving, you'll notice some red lines or TypeScript-related errors. That's because the code is originally written in TypeScript, and we're using JavaScript. There are two ways to fix this. Option 1. Manually remove everything related to TypeScript, such as types and annotations. Option 2. Use a conversion tool that automatically converts TypeScript code into JavaScript. Personally, I prefer using the conversion tool as it saves time and avoids mistakes. I'll include the link to this tool in the description. It's a free tool that includes various converters, but I only use the TypeScript to JavaScript feature. Paste your TypeScript code into the left-hand box. Then copy the converted JavaScript code from the right-hand side. Paste that cleaned-up code into your themeprovider.jsx file. You'll notice that all the red lines or errors are now gone. Save the file, and let's continue. Next, the docs tell us to wrap our app with the theme provider in the app.jsx file. However, I prefer to do this inside the main.jsx file. Copy the wrapping code from the docs and go to main.jsx. Paste the code above the app component. Replace children with the app component directly. Then remove the children prop from the code. Make sure to import the theme provider component at the top of the file. Save your changes. Now let's talk about two important props, default theme and storage key. Default theme determines the theme the user sees when visiting your site for the first time. You can choose between light mode, dark mode, or system preference. The storage key is simply the key used to store the theme selection in the user's browser local storage. You can change these values, but for simplicity, I'll leave them as they are. Now, let's give users the ability to toggle between light, dark, and system themes. Before we do that, we need to install the drop-down menu component from ShadCN. I've already copied the installation command. Feel free to pause the video and do the same. Run the command and wait for the installation to complete. Next, create a new file in the components folder called modetoggle.jsx. Copy the mode toggle component code from the docs and paste it into the file. Now we can use this component anywhere in our app. For testing, let's add it inside app.jsx. Right underneath the button component, add a self-closing mode toggle element. Make sure to import the component at the top of the file. Save your changes. Let's run the development server again to make sure everything is working properly. As you can see, the server is running smoothly without any errors. The theme toggle button also works perfectly. Even if you refresh the page, the selected theme remains the same thanks to local storage. Alright, that wraps up today's video. In this tutorial, we walked through how to set up Tailwind CSS and ShadCN in a Vite project and how to add theme support with a working toggle. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video. If you're enjoying this series, I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, suggest topics you'd like to see in upcoming videos. Feel free to join my Discord server. The invite link is in the description below. And don't forget to like this video. It really motivates me to keep creating more content for you. If you're excited about this series, or if you're just discovering the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next upload. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.